Hey guys, let's take a look at our starting wonder. With the bottom tile here, you get a wide selection of any of the raw resources that you'd like, which is pretty nice. And then as you move up into the stage 2 of the wonder, you can get any of the manufactured goods, and then you finish it off with 7 points. Comparing that to the top wonder, you do get 3 more points, but it's at stage 1, and you really want to wait to get the points until later, ideally, and you want to get your raw goods as soon as possible because the sooner you get them, the more cards you're going to be able to use them on throughout the game. Overall, I really don't enjoy this wonder because if you go raw goods or manufactured, you really want the ability for other players to buy those off of you. That's one of the big benefits of it. But when you get it from your wonder like this, other players can't purchase it. It's really unfortunate that I don't like this wonder more because it's Alexandria, which kind of brings out the nerd in me for history. Because when Alexander the Great passed away, he was taken to different regions of his kingdom and kind of did like a funeral. When he got to Egypt, the ruler of that area decided that Alexander's body was a symbol of status for him. So he decided not to pass his body along to any other regions and kept it for himself. And generally speaking, there's an agreement that the final resting place for Alexander the Great was in Alexandria. Sorry. Like I said, I'm a bit of a history nerd. So taking a look around, I do need clay in order to get the first stage of my wonder. Being able to get the clay and the ore at the same time would be pretty nice, although it does cost $1, and I'm a cheapskate. This right here would be free, which is nice. Something I really like about playing this on Board Game Arena is that you can see the upgrade paths. Like this will get you the courthouse and library, this will get you laboratory and archery range, but I'm ultimately just going to go for the free card. What immediately stands out to me is the West Trading Post, which will make trading on my left easier. They are going for some raw goods. It also gives me a free upgrade into the Forum, which may be nice. I'm not really a huge fan of picking up any of the raw resources or manufactured goods in Seven Wonders. I think I'm gonna end up grabbing the Scriptorium. I don't often go science, but I don't see anyone else on the board going it so far. And at the very least, maybe it'll get me a couple of free upgrades going forward. Well, isn't this a really diverse selection? You have a choice between military, 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 or the Oracle of Delphi. Or at least that's what I call it. I'm gonna grab the altar because that gives you 3 points, whereas military would only give me two, assuming I beat both my neighbors. Plus, this gives me a free upgrade into the Pantheon, which is a crazy amount of points. Whereas the military cards give you no free upgrades. Oh no, the downfall of not picking up any raw goods. It looks like all the clay went to the player that's opposite of me, which means I can't buy it from him. There is a 5 gold card, and I'm certainly not going to snub my nose at that. Well, here's my chance to remedy that lack of clay problem. The thing is that there's a nice, tasty science symbol right there, and it only costs $2. I'm going to go with that, and I'm going to give the gold to the player on. I'm going to go with the player on my left because he seems to be not doing as well. I'm really surprised the West Trading Post made it back to me. It is a great opportunity for me to buy from my left cheaper, and considering I don't actually produce anything myself, I'm going to go with that decision. So the player across from me just using the special ability to grab one of the cards from the discard and gets another raw material. I really wish that he was the player to my left. I do get beat up pretty bad during the warfare, but it's only a point loss when you lose there. I don't tend to focus too much on the warfare aspects. There's a ton of opportunities here for me to buy raw material or manufactured goods and start doing that. The ore is of particular importance because I need 3 of those for my stage 2 wonder, and currently neither neighbor produces any ore. I mean, same thing for the clay. It's just I only need 2 of those, so it's a little bit better. Very tempting offers. The thing is, the library here is completely free, and I almost overlooked that. I can't believe I almost overlooked that. Oh, wow. So $3 for the science, but that would put me at 3 tablets, I think they're called. That's fantastic. I am really coming up aces on the science this time. Looking to my right, there's a lot of blue cards there. There's even one science card. So I'm going to pay the player to my left because it looks like he's much farther behind in terms of points. The player to my left constructs the first stage of their wonder, which also lets them get something from the discard, and they just build up more military, making me more inclined not to go military. At this point, we're on stage 2, and I think I've missed my opportunity to build up my wonders. It's kind of too late now. I have a lot of free options. Oh wow, this is the exact same card. Interesting. I have free courthouse, and both of these dispensaries are free. So let me just grab one. I don't see a particular reason to choose one over the other. The reason being is that the dispensaries will continue down me a line of free buildings. Player to my left builds out their wonder, which gives them a point and a card from the discard. Generally speaking, when you build your wonder, you want to wait until you're just looking at the cards in your hand and you're going, man, none of these really work for me, or I can't buy them. He ends up picking up a card which gives him 4 points, which overall nets him 5 points. Pretty good. We're doing really well with the science symbols this game. We do need to play catch up on military, and as you progress through the stages, you get more and more symbols from these cards, so you can actually play catch up through military. I also need money really bad. I only have 1 gold. Thinking back through the cards going around, I can't recall any blue or science cards that I needed money for. So let's go ahead and enter into the military race and hope that I don't regret that. Player on my left is finishing out their wonder, and I'm kind of confused about that because I could have sworn I gave them some pretty good cards. I probably would have held off personally, but he grabs ore from the discard. Oh, fantastic. So there's nothing here that I'm really looking for, and at this point in the game, I don't particularly like building anything that gives you raw or manufactured goods because your return on those diminish the farther the game goes. So just ditching this for some cash. I just realized I basically produced nothing in this city. I just grab cards, ditch them for coin, and trade. Oh, I suppose thematically we are just like a bunch of academics. Oh, we're rebuilding the Great Library of Alexandria, or building it. As Babylon, you get to build the last card each round when you build your wonder, of course. And I'm kind of torn on it. Generally, the last card's not too great, but it's also a really nifty ability. I don't really do too well in the military. I get a tie to my left, which is better than nothing, but I'm still losing on my right. Taking a look around, I see the yellow cards here could refund me the cost for adjacency, but then it only gets me 2 points. And maybe a couple more as it builds out, but certainly not 7. And building the Pantheon's free for me because I have the altar back from, I believe I got that age 1. So no brainer here. Ooh, plenty of options here. There's a gear icon. I don't know if that's the proper name, which would give me my 2 points would turn into 8. I'm really horrible at those. So that would be net 6 versus the Senate, which just gives me 6. But the Senate's free. Doesn't cost me anything. I guess there's a chance I get another science gear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The purple card here would give me 8 points. But I can't afford it. So Senate it is. So the arena is a great card. 3 coins for each stage you've built plus point. The problem is I haven't actually built any of my wonder. The card here will bring me up to 3 of those astrological chart things. 2 times 2 would 4, 3 times 3 would be 9. So that's a total of 5 points. That's the way to go, and it's free. And I actually did end up getting another gear icon. I thought that was pretty unlikely. Wow, there's so much greed in this hand that it might as well be Christmas. 2 of these little tablets can be used by my opponent. So can the astrological chart. And either way, one of those tablets is going to make it to my opponent. So I might as well take the navigational chart because that'll help me. And it'll also prevent one of my opponents from getting what they need. Ooh, so this hand is very polar opposite to the last one. There's the 3 military, which in and of itself would match the opponent to my right. And military round 1 is only worth 1 point if you win. However, during round 3, or I should say ages, it's worth 5 points. So I think paying 5 money at the chance of getting that is worth it because at the end of the game, money's only worth 1 point for every 3. Oh, this is perfect. I have exactly enough to buy either one of these cards. On one hand, I get the 6 points for the blue card. On the other, I could double down on the military. I think I'm going to go ahead and just go with the blue card and take the risk that I'm going to win the military anyhow, or maybe I should say just hope that I win the military anyhow. Babylon taking the chance to discard their last card. It gets 1 point. For military, it looks like I get a win to the right, so that's a good 5 points, and a tie to the left. So I think that ended up being pretty beneficial for me. And here's final scoring at the top here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I sincerely appreciate the opportunity to create content that people enjoy. So that creates a positive feedback loop for me to let me know what it is you guys like. Either way, I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope to see you guys again. Have a good day.